we begin?
Well, I want to begin with nothing makes me happier than when you text me when I'm calling these fights. So keep texting me. I love seeing your name pop up in my phone.
I'll remember to do that. What was the main text? What was the thing? I said something about the performance center, right?
Yeah. You were banging on the cardio equipment at the PI.
I mean, how do they show this guy Kenny with the mask on the treadmill like they're building some superhuman guy, and then he gets in there and he's got 4 minutes in him? How do you? I really think that's the biggest takeaway, man. It's such a. I don't want to hear shit about anything. Just it's such an individual thing, and I don't even know what I was looking at, but even for that guy to say he underestimated the heavyweight champ of the world, I think is ridiculous. And I think what he's actually saying is he overestimated himself. To me, that was pretty dismal. And yet, with that being said, at any given point in time, that guy can get you out there if you stand in front of him.
Yeah, Ray, I agree, man. It's crazy. I think, listen, could he come in better shape? Absolutely. But I think two things. First of all, when you're not used to going 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, it's a whole different ballgame. And I think it's a blessing and a curse. When you finish fights that early, you think every fight's going to go that way, even if you're facing someone like a Stipe Miocic, right?
Exactly. But you have to know that, look, it's strange because I think the word, what I was feeling was cognitive dissonance, they call it. It's like his view of himself in his head is different than what really happened. And that's where the confusion came. Kind of what you said, he's used to getting what he wants. So I'm saying, I'm not going to train for this fight because I knock everybody out in the first round. And if that's the case, then mentally he's really deficient because that's not intelligent at all. But I think what happens is he had a view of himself of killing everybody. And then when he's down on the ground, he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's a big disconnect in his own head. It short-circuited him. You could see he really had no clue as to what was going on at a certain point in that fight. And really, really strange. I think he was thrown in there way too early. And, it just how you go into a heavyweight fight and, just gas out like that. I don't know. It wasn't like they were in a Donnybrook and they were swinging and, he took a couple of punches. I think Stipe making a miss probably tired him out more than the shots he landed.
And Ray, this may come off as a little bit harsh, but I think there's a lot of truth to this here. If Francis Ngannou is in any other weight class, maybe like 170 or below, right? If he's a 170-pounder or lighter and he comes in with those skills, do you think he deserves to be in the UFC?
No, definitely not. No, it doesn't sound harsh. And I think if he's smart, he's going to listen to this and he goes back to the drawing board and he does it right. I think he was surrounded by guys that were telling him to, how good he was and how hard he hits. And I don't know. It seemed like there was just a lack of reality. And, that skill set at 170 he's not getting past a local show. I mean, we've seen guys like that. They come into the gym and I kill everybody as soon as I hit him. I just hope he's not mentally that guy. I hope he's got better people around him that are actually training and, they're doing the right thing. But yeah, you're right. It's that skill set. I mean, look, even with a shitty skill set like that, he still has the ability because of his size to knock you out, which is crazy. I mean, he's swinging from his ass, but he's still, you don't want to get hit by one of those, so he's got to really go back and regroup. And I don't know if, again, listening to him talk, again, a couple of takeaways. He wasn't putting the blame on anybody, which I thought was good. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm going the fact that he said he underestimated, he stayed with that. I'm really interpreting that as he overestimated himself. Not that he underestimated Stipe, but I do think in his head he thought he was getting Stipe out of there. And that's not underestimating Stipe. That's overestimating what he could do.
I think that's accurate.
But it's do you not have 8 minminutes in you, right? At least give us 8.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
he only gave us 4.
They got that mask on. It looked like Rocky, whatever, with the Russian
Drago.
Dude. Had him on the Versa climber. He's great. I mean, and to get in there and do that, I'm like, that's the loser to me. Is whoever was training that guy like that. That was not good. They had to see that somewhere. They had to know that.
Can you just give me 60 seconds on Stipe, though? Because I know how much you respect him, and I know you know him a little bit because of the bond between him and Chris Weidman and John Vellante. And I just think he deserves mounds of credit for systematically just destroying this guy and beating a guy who looked to be one of the more frightening heavyweights that any of us had ever seen.
Exactly. Here's a guy that I don't think he got the proper press for this fight. They were building up Ngannou. That seemed pretty obvious. Here's a guy they should rally behind. He stands for the right things. He's middle America. He's just that hard-working, blue-collar guy, the way this country was built, one brick at a time. Why you wouldn't get behind this guy is mind-boggling to me. The guy's a great dude. You could see, he took time to, the important things where he's having a baby, how exciting that is to him. And I don't know. I mean, to know that guy is to really love him. He's a great dude. He brings such nice energy in. His wife's sweet. He's just got a good thing going on, man. And again, Vellante goes out there to spar. It's not a huge camp. Marcus does a great job with all of those guys. They're never going to get the recognition they deserve for whatever stupid reason that is, but they do a great job. He's a grinder. He's a blue-collar guy. He was the underdog in that fight, because people are out of their fucking mind. And I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. And just, based on what? Based on this is they were selling another illusion that just got derailed again.
Yeah. I would have loved, and I'm part of the sales pitch, of course, so I guess guilty as charged. But, I wish we had you on.
Because I missed you last week, so I don't even know. But
well, no. I mean, just in general, from a promotional standpoint, right? I'm the guy who, after he knocks out Overeem, I'm saying paging Stipe, Miocic, trying to build up the fight. But no, your points are well taken, and we didn't have you on last week.
John. We all buy into it. We all do.
Well, and we didn't have you on last week, which would have been nice to hear your thoughts in advance of this fight. But I digress. Want to get to a few other things. And by the way, it's nice that Stipe at least has that Modelo commercial, right? I'm not sure if the UFC were the ones that put that together, but now that Modelo commercial gets released and he's still the champion, right? If I'm not mistaken, when Anthony Pettis was on the Wheaties box, by the time the thing was on shelves, he no longer had the belt. So that's at least good. So the reason we did not have you last week was because you were traveling back from St. Louis. Matt, the Steamroller Frivola, fought there. It did not go as planned. Obviously, it was a 1-minute fight, a knockout loss to Polo Reyes. Your thoughts on what went down or didn't go down in the 3-1-4 a couple weeks ago?
Well, I'll tell you, it was certainly an exciting fight for the time it lasted. But, just not the smartest game plan. We're going to regroup. He's a great kid. It's his first loss. So, I've had some nice conversations with him already. I'm really excited to just get him back on track because I think he's a great kid and he deserves to be in there. And you could see he's ballsy. Somebody was going down. It just happened to be him. And again, the game plan, we were a little off on a couple of things. Not the smartest fight, but he shows he's got heart and he's got balls. And that's a really good thing to work with in the future. And I'm excited for him. I think he's going to rebound, and you're going to see a more intelligent fighter the next time.
Ray, and one of your guys, it looks like has a tough fight ahead of him in Paul Felder, Ally Quinta Felder in April. Is that what's going down in Brooklyn?
Man, that's what's going down, man. I was with Al last night. That's a tough fight, but I think that's going to be a crowd pleaser for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a lot of respect for Felder. Tough as nails, great Thai boxing, very dangerous. That's a really good fight, man. That's a great fight. I just want to keep Al healthy and get him to the fight. That's the most important thing. And so far out of the gate, he looks good again. So I'm excited for him, and I think he knows he's going to put on a show, and it's going to be a great fight for Brooklyn.
Yeah, just keep him healthy if you can not push him too hard.
That's it, man. That's the key with everybody at this point,
Yeah.
Good point.
All right, I'll let you go with this.
Let me shout out to DC, too. Another guy that I think, what a tough motherfucker this guy is. He took some big shots. He's no kid. I think, again, he handles himself great on the mic.
Yeah.
You know, let's embrace DC. Forget about this other guy. I don't care if he takes 20 lie to detect the test. Who cares
Yeah.
at this point?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? This is a good guy, and man, he's just